Hi everybody, I'm Zoe Byrne from Sprintax, and we're here today to go through a quickfire question with John from TurboTax and Enda from Sprintax. So first of all, we'll go ahead with Enda. So how long have you worked with Sprintax, Enda?
I've been with Sprintax for 7 years, so this is my 7th tax filing season.
And John, how long have you been working with TurboTax?
So TurboTax, I'm kind of a baby. I've been with Intuit for 15 years. The first 14, I was on the small business side, focusing on our QuickBooks product line. And then I moved over to our consumer group just in time for the extended tax madness of TY19. So this is my second tax season and first full year of working with TurboTax.
And what's great about working with Sprintax?
I'd probably say the people and the innovation. So we're always trying to make things a little bit easier for our customers. So for instance, this year we're bringing in the ability to upload your tax documents. We also have electronic filing, but none of that would be possible without the great people that we have on the team. Everyone from our developers to our live chat team to you guys in marketing as well.
And John, what is great about working with TurboTax?
So in my role, I work with partners exclusively. I'm a partner manager on the financial institution side. And so what I really like on the TurboTax team is the ability to work with my partners to create affinity programs for their clients, so that their clients can more easily gain access to TurboTax, which is something I firmly believe is a great tool for people. So it's something I'm fully behind. And working with partners to creatively promote TurboTax in a way that'll benefit our company, their company, as well as the end user.
And what do customers love about Sprintax?
I suppose what we probably get the most feedback about is that we try and make the complicated easy. So, tax is complicated. Non-residents find non-resident tax is particularly complicated. So we get great feedback about the resources we have, like the webinars, the blogs, and the support that we provide to people.
And then, so John, what do customers love about TurboTax?
In a similar vein, right? Taxes are not fun. Nobody likes doing it. So the entire Intuit product line, whether it's QuickBooks or TurboTax or whatever, it was all developed from a customer-back perspective. So ease of use and an intuitive nature is forefront in the product line. So it really makes it so that they can come in. One of the first questions when you start up TurboTax is, how do you feel about doing your taxes? There's a happy face and a flat face and then a sad face. So we really want to know, as people are going through this, we understand that it's not fun and nobody really wants to do it. We are the category leader because we make it simple and effective way to do a non-enjoyable product process.
Yeah. So, Enda, what is the typical customer at Sprintax?
Wow. So we've probably helped folks from almost every country across the planet. Everyone from investors and gamers to actors and athletes, but the vast majority of our folks are international students and scholars here in the US on an F or J doing their undergrad or postgraduate study.
And then, John, what is the typical customer at TurboTax?
Death and taxes, right? If you're breathing, you got a pulse, then you're probably going to be a typical TurboTax customer. So at some point in everybody's life, you're a prospect for us. But the nice thing about TurboTax is that no matter how complex your return is, we can help you out, right? From the very basic, simplest filer all the way up to somebody with all kinds of rental properties and investments and all. You can get as crazy as you want, and TurboTax will be able to handle it.
And so what makes Sprintax different to TurboTax?
Well, as John has talked about, I actually think there's a lot that we have in common in terms of making the complex simple and trying to be customer focused. But I suppose the key difference and the main and only one that really matters is TurboTax are awesome at helping US residents for tax purposes, but they can't help non-residents. And equally on the Sprintax side, we concentrate on the non-resident market. We cannot help residents, which is why we're more than happy to send anyone who is actually a US resident over to our friends in TurboTax, because we know they can look after them perfectly, just the same as we can look after the non-residents.
And then, John, what is the difference between TurboTax and Sprintax?
Yeah, I mean, Enda nailed it. There's different levels of complexity in each resident filing and a non-resident filing. And to have a partnership with somebody who handles something that we don't, It gives us confidence to pass those customers over, through all our knowledge bases, all of our call centers. Everybody knows where to pass over somebody who is a non-resident. And, likewise, I know when you guys come across somebody who is a resident and needs to file that way, you have the confidence of sending them our way. So it's a good synergistic relationship that we have together.
Yeah. So Enda, what is your advice for a first-time tax filer?
It's probably similar to the last question in terms of make sure you're actually filing correctly. So make sure you understand if you are a non-resident, and then use Sprintax. And then if you're a resident, we recommend TurboTax. So that's probably the main one, is make sure that you're filing correctly. And then the second one is just get it done. As John said at the start, nobody gets excited about tax. It's going to be at the back of your mind until you actually have it submitted. So just try and get it done and dusted as quickly as possible, so it's not hanging over you any longer.
John, have you got any quick tips for first-time filers?
Yeah, file early. If you're a first-time filer, it's probably not going to be too complex. So there's free versions of TurboTax. Make sure that you're using a tool that's going to maximize your deductions. Don't leave money on the table. Don't give the government any more than they're owed. So tools like TurboTax and Sprintax are out there to help make that easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, so kind of final question then is, TurboTax do some great Super Bowl ads. John, what's your favorite one?
So I'm going to diverge a little bit. So I guess what I'm most proud of from our Super Bowl ads is last year we had to do a big shift. So last year was the all people are tax people ad campaign. It was everybody doing silly dances, and it was a very silly campaign like most of them are. But we had to do a shift because the environment changed. So sometime, generally those ads run from the Super Bowl on through filing season. Sometime around late March, mid to late March, our ad team had to shift, and nobody wanted to see stupid, silly dances after they were told that they couldn't leave their house for the next 2 weeks, right? Is when we first heard, and then it was, flatten the curve, and a couple more weeks. So over almost a weekend, they spun up a whole new ad campaign that was, we couldn't go film on location and things, so it was a cartoon-based ad, but it was from home. And it was people doing things that they're not usually doing at home, right? They're, exercising at home. And they're, doing all different things. It was kind of going through a apartment complex and peeking in people's windows. And, the last one was filing your taxes from home. And, Intuit was positioned well with our TurboTax Live product for a situation just like that, where somebody could do their taxes from home and have access to a real life CPA on their computer while they did it. So, the prescient, I guess, direction of the product had kind of maybe not seen that coming, but had seen the direction of people wanting to be able to do these things from home, but still wanting to be able to talk to a CPA. So it was a way to kind of get it, scale down the silly a little bit, still address the concerns of our customer base with a solution that was very timely.
So that's all the questions there for today, guys. Thank you very much for taking part in the quickfire round.
Thank you.